Wow. Hey, big shocker to everybody but me, apparently. Oh my god, Nikon's discontinuing some of their cameras. They're not going to be a replacement for some D3000 series cameras, some D5000 series cameras. Both of those series suck, by the way. And they're not going to have a replacement for the D500. That's not even a surprise either. Supposedly they're going to have replacements for the D750, the D850, and the D5. I knew about the D5. I mean, the D6 is still in development. This is what we call product diversification. Now that, and of course those Z-series cameras absolutely suck, and Nikon had a recall on the Z6 and Z7, and I refused, even though I've personally tested several times the Z6 camera and once on the Z7, I refused to. But people are like, why don't you review Nikon stuff anymore? I get that all the time. And the answer to that is when Nikon comes out with something that is actually worth buying, I will buy the damn thing. The Nikon Z series cameras are junk. They're junk. So Nikon has a certain market share of X number of cameras, and they, of course, here's a neat little word for you, cannibalize, as big companies do. When new technology comes along, people want to move into that. They're cannibalizing a portion of their camera range, and I know they're going to come out with a very, very cheap crop sensor Z camera, and they're going to come out with a very professional. They say they're going to come out with a professional, which should mean anyway, dual card slot, because a professional camera has two cards, unlike those Z6, Z7 disgusting messes that they came out with that have been recalled, by the way. Did I mention those cameras that were recalled? Did I mention that before? I think I did. By the way, the lens lines for the Z series cameras suck. People's like, why don't you like the cameras? The images look really good. It's like, you're missing the point. Why do people keep asking me that? The image output on the Z6 and Z7 are fine. There's nothing to complain about there. There's nothing to complain about on the build quality of the cameras. However, the camera does have a nasty design flaw, both the Z6 and Z7. That's the actual card slot door and the plastic tab, which will break off and it'll let the card, really bad design flaw on the Z. Now, the missing second card slot, that's not a design flaw, that's Nikon's incompetence. I still have all my Nikon equipment except for that one expensive lens that I sold, which still leaves me with several hundred, many hundreds of NIKON lenses. And how many Nikon cameras do I have? 7? Yeah, 7 Nikon cameras. So Nikon is cannibalizing those crap cameras. Well, no, not the D500. I'm not calling that a crap camera. D3500, D5600. No. They cannot make more cameras than they've been making in the past. Not only is the camera market shrinking, they cannot expand the number of cameras that they have in the line. Their production facilities have not increased. I mean, I have no idea if they're decreasing at all, but they certainly have not increased, so they can't be making more damn models of camera. Yeah, so they have to cannibalize certain models to produce other models, so that's no surprise whatsoever. And since next year is the Olympics, and Nikon has never ever missed an Olympics for its flagship camera, its action camera, there's no doubt in hell that the Nikon D6 will be announced before the end of the year, and it will be available for sale probably by the end of the year, sometime in early spring 2020. There's just no denying. Nikon will never miss the Olympics for their flagship camera. That's the one camera you know when it's going to come out, roughly. It's going to come out before the Olympics. It has to. So I don't know why a D850 replacement. The D850 is absolutely incredible. The D750 was plagued with 4 recalls. I know that the D750 replacement, i.e. the D760, should be the full-frame equivalent of a Nikon D500. A BSI 24 megapixel sensor with the same autofocus capabilities and rendering as the current Nikon D500. Should be the exact same sensor as found in the current Nikon Z6. Man, those Z-series lenses absolutely suck butt. They're horrible. I mean, you want to talk about some plastic squeeze toys made by Fisher-Price. Jesus Christ. I love Nikon. I got Nikon permanently tattooed on my hand. I grew up with Nikon. I love Nikon a lot. People say, why didn't you review Nikon stuff anymore? It's like I've got like 4,000 plus videos on Nikon. I've reviewed everything. I love Nikon. When Nikon drops something that's worth reviewing and owning, You let me know, because I'll be all over it like stink on poop, like flies on crap, like a pervert in a porn shop, like a hooker on Navy shore leave. Nikon. Hashtag Nikon. Man, Nikon knows it really screwed up with those cameras. They fed all their stupid representatives, and they are all stupid. The same BS lines like, there's no room for a second card slot in this game. You lying fools. You liars. There's no vertical grip, inferior autofocus, even though the firmware has been updated for superior autofocus, still sucks. It's got button issues, menu issues. It's got, actually that's part of the menu. It's talking about user interface issues, talking about button and layout menus. No vertical grip, inferior autofocus, no second card slot, no capacity for a vertical grip. The Nikon Z6 is not priced that bad, but did I mention recall? Those Z-series lenses really kind of tell you a lot about how much Nikon is focused on those cameras. They're just tired of losing market share to Fujifilm and Sony. So there's a big team of Japanese people in Tokyo. We got to stop losing money to Fujifilm and Sony. We need to come out with some mirrorless cameras. And my God, it is amazing that people with PhDs and little Poindexters with calculators in their pockets, you know the type I'm talking about, with rulers in the other pocket, they came up with those two disgusting cameras. Not that it would have ever happened, but if they had invited me, they're like, hey, Ken, you know you love Nikon, we hate you, but we want your honest opinions. Like, are you kidding me? No vertical grip, no second card slot, inferior autofocus, you know, screwed up menu system, poor user interface. The build quality is fine. The image output is fine. I never doubted its image output. There's no capacity for autofocus with screw drive lenses, and some of the best lenses Nikon makes are D-series screw drive lenses. They still make them. Yeah, no capacity for that. And for God's sakes, right from the get-go, you should have included that frigging adapter for free. You stupid, brain-dead fools at Nikon, you fools! Jesus Christ, you idiots! Talk about a loss leader. I mean, it probably cost them $30 at most to make that adapter. They're charging more than enough for the camera. It's like, wow, it comes with a free adapter, I'm buying it. Oh, even I mean, I'm a diehard Nikon fanboy, but even every other Nikon is like, you got to pay for the adapter? Up yours, Nikon. Are you kidding me? I bet a lot of people are really pleased when they announced quietly a recall. I think that Nikon colluded with some of these photography news agencies that never reported on the recall of those cameras. That was really stunk to high heaven. They always report on everything else. Oh, no, we're not going to talk about that recall on the Z67. Please. The hell do you take me for, a friggin' fool? Just because I love Nikon doesn't mean I'm licking their butt. Nikon's never given me shit. I spent a fortune of money on Nikon equipment. I still have it all, except for one lens. Two lenses, technically. Yeah, and I've got a serious love of big fat Nikon DSLRs, D4s, the D850, the D500. The D500's filming my ugly face right now. Don't call me a Nikon hater. See, there's always so many stupid people out there. I used to do nothing but Nikon videos. Like, hey, you're a Nikon fanboy. I know Nikon's paying you. And now that I do all these Fujifilm videos, I can do both, by the way. Be like, you switched ships from Nikon. Now you're a Fuji shill. Neither one of these companies is paying me anything or giving me anything. So what the hell are you talking about? Man, there's a lot of dumb people out there. Not meaning you, just a lot of people. Why does everybody keep calling me the angry photographer? I'm actually extremely nice in person. I just have a low tolerance for bullshit. Is that so bad? Is a low tolerance for BS bad? Is it? Then bad I am. Wait for it. Nikon. Oh, God.